Alrighty guys, welcome to Zero's Tiny Jester. We got our package in finally, and it is loaded with all kinds of Dominion cards. We've got the big box expansion here, which includes the core game and of course the expansion Intrigue. This is called the big box. As you can see, it is twice as big as a normal box. And, oh, Jesus. So big that I couldn't get it out of the thing. And so what we did was kind of sorted it out. And actually what I ended up doing was taking our Renaissance and putting our Renaissance in over here. Put the core game and all the main cards, and then the intrigue there, and a few of the other things. So yeah, got that all done. That is the big box edition. I'm just trying to figure out, there is a lot of wasted room, as you can see in here, and I could probably fit all those cards in something a little bit smaller, like a regular smaller size box. Probably fit all these cards in just a regular size box, but right now we're just going to leave that in there. I do like how it sorts it out. Unfortunately, I don't understand, right? So they created the big box edition for your core game and the intrigue, which only take up literally this much room. So what is all this other room for? Unless you're supposed to add some other expansions to it, right? So that's my guess. But the normal things don't go anywhere. It's really bad design, I think. Really bad design. I think they just assume most people are going to just take their stuff out. Ugh. That's a big heavy box. Oh, and I forgot to put the rules books back in it, which means I'll have to do that in a minute. So of course we do have our resistance, which I took everything out of, which does free up a nice box if we wanted to figure out a way to design it with some columns or some rows inside the box. Anyways, we got us a new one. We got us several new ones. We've got Dark Ages. We got MENAGERIE. We got New Culture. And we got Adventures. So we've got a few ones to open. What I thought we would do is open up Dark Ages and see what's inside this one, and figure out if we're going to keep this in these boxes, or if we're going to, because it will take up a lot of room. I mean, literally, you know, you're talking with just these expansion boxes, right? Look at how much room this would take up. Plus you got the big box one, plus you got this box one, plus this isn't even all the expansions, right? So, I mean, you're talking a lot of space, which I don't have a ton of extra space just to store stuff, but I don't know what we're going to do yet. I'm going to keep them in the original boxes for now, but when I look at my shelf and I go, I got no room for anything, it means I'm either going to have to get rid of some stuff, or I'm going to have to find a better way to store things. So, okay. Okay. Well, that's That's in great shape, isn't it? Ugh. How am I supposed to keep things organized when it came? So you must have had these cards like, probably like that maybe. This is supposed to go in the middle so you can then put your cards in how they're supposed to go. Well, let's see what we have here. We got tons and tons of cards to play with, that is for sure now. Let's see. Come on. Ruined Village. Survivors. Interesting. Oh, that is... Huh. Alright, we'll sort that here in a second. 500 cards to each one of these packs. And this one comes with 500 more cards. I wanted to get the ones with the most cards, obviously, right? Because that's... So each one of these packs must be 100 cards. That is always a good thing. More cards, more good. Alright, so we have Altar. And it's a cost 6. Trash the card from your hand. Gain a card costing up to 5. We have the Armory. It's a cost of 4. Gain a card gain a card onto your deck, costing up to 4. So it costs 4. You get a free 4 every time it comes up. Band of Misfits. Play this if there were cheaper action cards in the supply. This is that card until it leaves play. Playing this as if it were a cheaper action card in the supply. So it costs 5. You can play it as a 4 or as a 3. As a 2. Whatever. Band of Misfits. That's interesting. Bandit Camp. +1 card. +2 actions. Gain as spoils from the spoils pile. So there is going to be some kind of spoils pile. That's probably what this is. These brown ones are over there. Then we have the Beggar, which is a reaction. Gain 3 coppers to your hand. When another player plays an action card, you may first discard this to gain 2 silvers, putting 1 into your deck. When another player plays an action card, an attack card. Gotta learn how to read. When another player plays an attack card, you may first discard this to gain 2 silvers, putting 1 onto your deck. Interesting. Okay. Not sure why you'd want to gain 3 coppers, though. Doesn't seem like a great thing. I'll have to figure out what the heck is going on here. Catacombs. Cost of 5. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Choose one. Put them in your hand or discard them and add +3 cards. And when you trash this, gain a cheaper card. So you can trash this and get a cheaper card. It's a cost of 5. Count. Choose one. Discard 2 cards or put a card from your hand onto your deck or gain a copper. Choose one. +3 gold or trash your hand or gain a duchy. Wow. Interesting. So this is like a dual slot for some reason. Counterfeit. It is a treasure, cost 5, 1 gold, plus 1 buy. When you play this, you may play a treasure from your hand twice. If you do, trash that treasure. Oh, it's counterfeit, of course. That's kind of neat. Alright, counterfeit. Cultist, 5 attack action looter. Plus 2 cards. Each other player gains a ruin. You may play a cultist from your hand. When you trash this, plus 3 cards. You got the death card, 4 cost, action looter, plus 5 gold. You may trash an action card from your hand if you don't trash this. When you gain this, gain 2 ruins. Wow, there's some major stuff going on in this expansion. Forger, costs 3 action, plus 1 action, plus 1 buy. Trash a card from your hand. Then, plus 1 gold per differently named treasure in the trash. So you're going to trash a card from your hand. You're going to get 1 gold for differently named treasures. So silver, copper, gold, and then that is the Forger. And then we have the Fortress. Plus 1, it's cost 4 action, plus 1 card, plus 2 actions. When you trash this, put it into your hand. The Fortress. You trash it and it goes right back into your hand. So that's probably to get some trash things. Grave Robber, it's a 5 cost action. Choose one. Gain a card from the trash, costing from 3 to 6, onto your deck. Or trash an action card from your hand and gain a card costing up to 3 more than it. The Grave Robbers, robbing things from the trash pile. Alright, we have the Hermit. It's a 3 cost action. Look through your discard pile. You may trash a non-treasure card from your discard pile or hand. Gain a card costing up to 3 more. When you discard this from play, if you don't buy any cards this turn, trash this and gain a Madman from the Madman pile. Wow. This is the Hermit. Interesting. He is not listed. Interesting. Where is he listed at? Oh, Hermit Madman right there. Okay, because probably you need some Madman cards. Okay, Hunting Grounds. It is a 6 cost action plus 4 cards. And then it has the ability, when you trash this, gain a duchy or 3 estates. We got the Ironmonger. It's a 4 cost action, plus 1 card, plus 1 action. Reveal the top card of your deck. You may discard it. Either way, if it is a action card, you get plus 1 action. If it's a treasure card, plus 1 gold. And it's a victory card, plus 1 card. That is the Ironmonger. We have the Junk Dealer, plus 5 cost action, plus 1 card, plus 1 action, plus 1 gold. Trash a card from your hand. That is the Junk Dealer. Marauder. Gain his spoils from the spoils pile. Each other player gains a ruin. It's a 4 cost action attack looter. We have the Market Square, 3 cost action reaction. +1 card, +1 action, +1 buy. When one of your cards is trashed, you may discard this from your hand to gain a gold. So that other card that trashed and went right back in your hand, that would work pretty good with that. We have the Mystic here. It's 5 cost action, +1 action, +2 gold. Name a card, then reveal the top of your deck. If it is the named card, put it into your hand. So if you had cards to look at the top of your hand, that would be good. We have the old Pillage, 5 cost action attack. Trash this. Each other player with 5 or more cards in hand reveal their hand and discards a card that you choose. Gain 2 spoils from the spoils pile. Each other player with 5 or more cards in hand reveals their hand and discards a card that you choose. And then you gain 2 spoils from the spoils pile. That is Pillage. With the Poorhouse, 1 cost action, +4 gold. Now, you know something's up. When it's a 1 cost action, it gives you 4 gold. Reveal your hand, -1 gold per treasure card in your hand. But you can't go below 0. So, if you don't have many treasure cards, the Poorhouse would actually make you rich. Procession, 4 cost action. You may play an action card from your hand twice. Trash it. Gain an action card costing exactly 1 more than it. So you get to play an extra action card twice, then you trash it, and then you gain 1 slightly better. Rebuild, 5 cost action, +1 action. Name a card. Reveal cards from your deck until you reveal a victory card you did not name. Discard the rest, trash the victory card, and gain a victory card costing up to 3 more than it. That's rebuilding, all right. The Rogue, a 5 cost attack action. +2 gold. If there are any cards in the trash costing from 3 to 6, gain 1 of them. Otherwise, each other player reveals the top 2 cards of their deck, trashes 1 of them costing from 3 to 6, and discards the rest. Ooh. Then we have the Sage. +1 action, as 3 cost action, +1 action, reveal cards from the top of your deck until you revealed 1 costing 3 or more. Put the card in your hand and discard the rest. So, good way to get stuff through your deck, I guess. Scavenger, 4 cost action, 2 gold. You may put your deck into your discard pile. Look through your discard pile and put 1 card from it onto your deck. You may put your deck onto your discard pile. Look through your discard pile and put 1 card from it onto your deck. We have the Squire, 2 cost action, +1 gold, choose 1. +2 actions or +2 buys or gain a silver. And when you trash this, gain an attack card. It's a Squire upgrading to a knight, right? Storeroom. 3 cost action, +1 buy. Discard any number of cards and draw that many. Then discard any number of cards for 1 gold each. Interesting. That is the storeroom. We have the Urchin, which is going to come up here. 3 cost attack action, +1 card, +1 action. Each other player discards down to 4 cards in hand. And then when you play another attack card with this in play, you may first trash this to gain a mercenary from the mercenary pile. That is the Urchin. And they're going to get with Mercenaries, it looks like. Alright, not done yet. We still got stuff to go. We got the Vagrant here. 2 cost action, +1 card, +1 action. Reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a curse, a ruin, a shelter, or victory card, put it into your hand. That is the Vagrant. We have the Wandering Minstrel. 4 cost action, +1 card, +2 actions. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Put the action cards back in any order and discard the rest. We have the Flodum. It's a victory card costing 4. It's worth 1 victory point per 3 silvers you have, rounded down. And when you trash this, gain 3 silvers. Wow. So if you get a couple of these in your hands and a couple, you can get a bunch of silvers in your hand. That's a lot of victory points. We have the Rats. Action, 4 cost action, +1 card, +1 action. Gain a Rats. Trash a card from your hand other than the Rats, or reveal a hand of all Rats. And when you trash this, gain +1 card. That is the Rats. Here's another Rats. Oh, there's a whole bunch of Rats. How many Rats are there? There is a ton of Rats, actually. How many Rats are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 Rats, actually. Alright, we have a 5 cost attack action knight. This is Dame Anna. When you would trash up to 2 cards from your hand, each other player reveals the top 2 cards of your deck, trashes one of them costing between 3 to 6, and discards the rest. If a knight is trashed this way, then trash this card. Oh, there's a whole bunch of different knights here. Alright, I'm not going to go through every single one of them. That would be... Alright, and we got Abandoned Mind, Action Ruin. These are ruins that give you 1. Oh, then there's a Ruin Library. +1 card. Ruin Market. Ruin Market. Ruin Village. +1 action. These are just going to probably just get jammed in your deck. Now, why wouldn't they create a slot big enough for all of these cards? These are all ruins. And then they don't create a slot big enough for... It's just a small slot as opposed to the big slot. And it's the only one that says ruins on it. Ugh. Here's more ruins. Ruined Village. Ruined Survivors. And then you have your... These are going to be your... what you call it? Random cards. Then we have the Reaction Shelter. This is going to be the Hovel. Oh, and there's shelters. Okay. When you buy a victory card, you may trash this from your hand. That's the Hovel. Alright, and then we have some more. More shelters. The Necropolis, +2 actions. And some more of those. And then we have the Overgrown Estates. One, two, three, 4. Make sure I didn't put one in here. Nope, okay. We got spoils now. Here's spoils. They're different treasures. Alright. And we have pillage. There we go. We got some more spoils. So lots of different mechanics going on in this one for sure. Here's a couple more. And another spoil. Then we got our madmen, which goes somewhere. And then some more of those. Some more madmen. We have some mercenaries. Some more mercenaries. Alright. Mercenaries. Alright, the Hermit goes with the Madmen. So the Hermit and the Madmen go together. And the Urchin go with the Mercenaries. So I think these are supposed to all be together. Urchin with them. Alright. The rats there. These are all different ruins. All these. So there's survivor ruins, ruined villages, abandoned mines, ruined libraries, ruined markets, and ruined villages. They have all just a regular back, I assume. Yes, they do. I don't know how this stack is going to go into that hole. That's not good thinking, was it? Alright, these are shelters, so they're going to go here. Here's the random cards. Yeah, so figure that out. Well, that's a lot of nice cards, though. Can't figure out why they would not include for those ruins a bigger slot. See if all the other slots were taken. Sure does look like all the other slots are filled up except for over here, which I think we can squeeze them in over there, I guess. If we can get them all in there, that would be awesome. Without that's not too bad. All right. So that is a look at the Dark Ages with rats and all kinds of bad things. Trash and discarding trash and discarding cards and getting all kinds of spoils and all kinds of different things. So that should be interesting. Let's actually set this one aside. Alright, and I think we're going to do Menagerie here. Maybe we'll save the other two for later. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Typical. Whoa, hello. So we got a bunch of exile cards here, one for each person. Green, orange, yellow, blue, red, and white. gain a card, you may discard all other copies of it from here. Alright. I think this one came with, what, 400 cards? Well, let's see what we got here. Seems like awful big box for 400 cards. Doesn't seem like you would need such a big box. And there is no really. There's no insert. Well, this one shows code for a free subscription for year 20 expansion of your choice on Shuffle IT's online Dominion at dominion.games. Let's see if there's a... Oh, there it is. Okay, I was going to say, had me a little worried there. Alright, we're going to look for animal something or another. Animal affairs first. Let's see. Okay, this one's going to be the problem one. I guess we'll just start with the Gatekeeper. 5 cost action duration attack. At the start of your next turn, plus 3 gold. Until then, when another player gains an action or treasure card they don't have an exiled copy of, they exile it. Ooh. So that's interesting. Alright, the Honey Lodge, 5 cost action, plus 1 card, plus 2 actions. You may discard your hand for plus 5 cards. Hunting. Livery, 5 cost action, plus 3 gold. This turn, when you gain a card costing 4 or more, gain a horse. And the horse, that is livery. Then we have kiln. Why those were out of order. 5 cost action, 2 gold. The next time you play a card this turn, you may first gain a copy of it. Ooh, that's so many different strategies, so many different things. All right, what just happened here? Yeah, I'm not sure why that big one up front. Okay, whatever. We have the old Mastermind, 5 cost action duration again. At the start of your next turn, you may play an action card from your hand 3 times. Wow. Then we had the Paddock, 5 cost action, plus 2 money. Gain 2 horses, plus 1 action per empty supply pile. That is the Paddock. We have the Sanctuary, +1 card, +1 action, +1 buy, 5 cost action. You may exile a card from your hand. Exile a card from your hand. We have the Desiree. +2 cards, +1 action. It's a 6 cost action. You get +2 cards, +1 action. And then during your turn, this costs 1 less per card you've gained this turn. During your turns, this costs 1 less per card you gained this turn. So if you gain a bunch of cards, you can get that for much cheaper, I guess. That is the Desiree. The Wayfarer. +3 cards, you may gain a silver, and this has the same cost as the last other card gained this turn, if any. It says the same cost as the last other card gained this turn. So you can buy a cheaper card, then you can get this guy for pretty cheap. The Wayfarer, huh? He goes way down here. And we have the Animal Fair, 7 cost action, +4 gold, +1 buy per empty supply pile. And then instead of paying this card's costs, you may trash an action card from your hand. What? That seems way too good. Doesn't it? It does to me. And we have the Black Cat. It's 2 cost action, attack, reaction. +2 cards. If this isn't your turn, each other player gains a curse. When another player gains a victory card, you may play this from your hand. When another player gains a victory card, you may play this from your hand. So if they gain a victory card, you can Black Cat them for some reason. Slay, +2 action, reaction, gain 2 horses. When you gain a card, you may discard this to put that card into your hand or into your deck. That is the Sleigh Bells Ring. Are you glistening? 2 cost treasure supplies, 1 gold. When you play this, gain a horse onto your deck. So this is, once we see what the horses do, maybe a lot more will come into focus. We have the Camel Train, exile a 3 cost action, exile a non-victory card from your supply. When you gain this, exile gold from your supply. That is the Camel Train. Goat Herd. 3 cost action, +1 action. You may trash a card from your hand, +1 card per card the player to your right trashed on their last turn. So you get a card per card the player to your right trashed on their last turn. So you're going to have to remember how many people are trashing and who's trashing. That is the Goat Herder. We have the Scrap. 3 cost action. Trash a card from your hand. Choose a different thing per 1 gold it costs. You can get +1 card, +1 action, +1 buy, +1 gold, gain a silver, or gain a horse. That is the Scrap. Then we have the Sheepdog, 3 cost action, a reaction, +2 cards. When you gain a card, you may play this from your hand. When you gain a card, you may play this from your hand. You buy a card, then I'm assuming you put this card down instead of having to play for an action, maybe. That is the Sheepdog. We have the Snowy Village, 3 cost action, +1 card, +4 actions. +1 buy. Ignore any further plus actions you get this turn. So you get this and only this, but +4 actions is pretty good. Stockpile, 3 cost treasure, 3 gold, +1 buy. When you play this, exile it. So once you play it, it's gone. Then we have the Bounty Hunter, 4 cost action, +1 action. Exile a card from your hand. If you don't have a copy of it in exile, +3 gold. That is the Bounty Hunter. Let's see, do we need to do this one first, it looks like. All right, we have the Cardinal. 4 cost action attack, +2 gold. Every other player reveals the top 2 cards of their deck, exiles 1 costing from 3 to 6, and discards the rest. That is the Cardinal. Cardinal's not very nice. Cavalry, 4 cost action, gain 2 horses. Then when you gain this, +2 cards, +1 buy, and if it's your buy phase, return to your action phase. So you get the Cavalry, you gain some horses, and then when you gain this, when you buy this, you go back, you get +2 cards, +1 buy, and then return back to your action or your buy phase. That is the Cavalry. That's where the Cavalry goes. We have the Groom, 4 cost action, gain a card costing up to 4. If it's a action card, gain a horse. If it's a treasure card, gain a silver. If it's a victory card, get +1 card and +1 action. That is good to groom your horse, I guess. We have the Hosiery, 4 cost action, +1 card, +2 actions. When you gain this, you may discard any number of treasures revealed to gain that many horses. We have the Village Green. This is a 4 cost action duration reaction. Either now or at the start of your next turn, +1 card and +2 actions. Or when you discard this other than during your cleanup, you may play it. When you discard this other than during your cleanup, you may play it. That is the Village Green. We have the Barrage. 5 cost action duration. Either now or at the start of your next turn, +3 cards and +1 buy. So keep that around for later, or you can just get that right away. That was the Barge. The Coven, 5 card attack action, +1 action, +2 gold. Each other player exiles a curse from the supply. If they can't, they discard their exiled curses. That is the Covens. There's the Covens. With the Cavalry for some reason. Okay. Displace, 5 cost action. Exile a card from your hand. Gain a differently named card costing up to 2 more than it. That is Displace. We have the Fisherman, +1 card, +1 action, +1 gold, 5 cost action. During your turn, if your discard pile is empty, this card costs 3 less. The Fisherman. And we have the Falconeer, 5 cost action reaction. Gain a card from your hand. Gain a card to your hand costing less than this. When a player gains a card with 2 or more types, action, attack, etc., You may play this from your hand. Huh. Alright, then we get to see what these horses do, because it looks like it's time for the horse. And then I'm going to flip this over and get out all of the randomizers. Oh, getting a headache. Or should I say my headache is just returning. And that looks like it. Okay. So you have the horse. Plus 2 cards, plus 1 action. Return this to the pile. This is not in the supply. This is not in the supply. 3 cost action. You get 2 cards, 1 action, and then return it to the pile. So horses will give you a nice little boost. There is a lot of them, as you can see. Let's see if they actually... No. They created the smallest area for them. Alright, what else do we have? We have events, delay, desperation, gamble, pursue, ride, toll, enhance, march, transport, banish, bargain, invest, seize the day, commerce, demand, reap, stampede, enclave, alliance, populate. These are all events. I wonder if you're supposed to separate these into these 2 piles like that. Then we have the ways, and there is like a whole bunch of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20 ways. Looks like another one of these you have to separate. And then of course all the randomizers for the game. And then of course your exile boards. This would be 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess we could do it that way. And then of course this, our little advertisement, which is trash. Let's see here. Menagerie is an expansion, can't be played by itself. A lot of times they'll give you like an overview of what it's trying to do. I was just looking to see if it had like an overview. Alrighty, well, there you go. That is going to be 2 down, 2 to go. And a whole bunch more cards. I'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching.